Okay, welcome to ETN News. We're looking at the earthquakes and checking around the Cascadia out. And this here is right out from Juan de Fuca, Blanco fracture zone near it, right on it. And we got 2.8 west-northwest abandoned Oregon, 6.2 miles deep. And then we got a 3.0 northwest of Petrolia, California, 19.4 miles deep. These two here, was after the update that we did yesterday. And where this North American plate is pushing against it on this side, and the Pacific plate isn't moving fast enough, this area. When we have, like I explained yesterday, when we have a fault coming through with magma running through it, that means it's a different section. Like a continent, when the continents move in and they press on land, each piece on land that has magma going around it, fault lines, is a continent. They just all piled up against each other and formed into one big chunk of land. That's what this is right here. It's like a continent. It's pushed on this side and this side, except for it goes around the ring of fire and it makes a way bigger fault line. But anyway, these two here, this is being squeezed. That's the reason you see all this stuff down in here when you look at the Blanco fracture zone. What a mess it's going on where it's being pushed. All right, we got to watch that area. And we had 3.3 Hawaii, southwest of Pahala. But this right here is what we got to look at. 5.4 Fiji region, 361.1 miles deep. 4.3, 379.1 miles deep. A 4.3 south of Fiji, 343.6 miles deep. A 4.3, 334.9 miles deep. You see all these deep quakes? That's a lot of deep quakes in just one area. This one here is a 4.8, 92.7 miles deep. That is very deep. We can expect some large activity somewhere around the ring of fire, and even off the junctions to where the faults junction into the ring of fire. And if something don't go on up here, we may have something go on down around the San Andreas. All right, now let's look at this. Tsunami stations still in event mode. Gulf of Alaska, the one I reported yesterday. And don't forget, Newport, Oregon, right around the Blanco fracture zone, west of Coos Bay, is cut off. It doesn't work. Tsunami station, right on the dangerous spot over here. It's the most dangerous area, and it's cut off. Hawaii, still cut off. Unknown reason. All these in red are cut off. Right down in here is where we had our, what was it, a 6.2 about a week ago? Something like that. Right in here. It didn't have a tsunami station on either. Something funny going on right there. Why are they being cut off in the most needed areas where we're having their activity? Like Hawaii and places. I don't understand. That would be the most important ones to have on, wouldn't it? All right, now let's go to the GO-16 live satellite radar. This one here, let me see where it's located. Now, you can see that big hot spot at the bottom of the screen. Let me see what else we got here. We got another spot here. Let me lighten this up for you. Alright, now they find it. You see these 3 areas? Like a section, 3 hotspots, and then you got the big one right there. This is when earthquakes are moving down the fault and it hits a weak spot in the fault line and it'll shake like an hourglass, like one of those snow things that just shake. But anyway, it'll shake, it'll vibrate, it'll cause friction, and it'll show up as heat. And we'll get that quake either go on around the ring of fire or it could come on land or anything. But this is right at the Cascadia subduction zone. Then we got this one. Let's drop back over here. California. Right there's our hot spot right here. Now let's go get a closer look at both of these. Okay, we barely can see those red spots now. But you move it over one. I went the wrong way. There's the small ones. One image over is that one. Back it up. Bring it back. Alright, you see our hot spot. This here is hundreds of acres big or miles long. We're looking from the satellite. That's what we got to remember. We're looking from the sky. If this was on land, you can imagine what a big chunk of land that this would take up. So it's a pretty good size hotspot. So a hotspot with that size shows that we're going to have larger activity, maybe even larger activity than we have been having the last little bit down through California and places like that. We just got to be on watch for stuff like that. And this one here is northwest of San Francisco, so it hasn't even got down to San Francisco on the Pacific plate. Alright, let's go look at a couple things on the emergency map real quick. Okay, now Kansas. Let's see what's going on around Kansas. Local hospital, medical centers, conserving IV fluid during the nationwide shortage. And another thing, do you notice, every time, right before election, things will go different, very different. They holler every time now. They put out the news of strikes, going on strikes, and then they'll make you go thinking that you're going to run out of stuff, so they tell you to stock while you can. All kinds of things on the internet about that. And, when they go on the strikes and stuff like that, so people will run out right before election day, and they will buy everything that they can buy. Let's go look at this other thing up here. But they'll buy everything that they can buy, and the thing about that is it makes it look like that the one that just leaves office done better than anybody else because the most money was spent right before they left office. So that made it look like if they done great and they could put it out good polls on it or whatever they call it and stuff like that. Hundreds of frozen waffle products recalled due to possible listeria contamination. But it wasn't just that about shortage. They want you to spend as much as you can spend at the end of their term. That way, it'll look like that they did the best and everything. And then you see the prices is going to go higher. They said the prices is going to go way higher than anything, just about double price on stuff like coffee and things like that to stock up. Well, it's like the other things that they got going on, they holler stock up. Everybody will go stock up. The stores will be empty. The next day, the problem will be solved. And then it made it look like that the economy is doing great because so much money went into the economy within that month. It makes it look like it's doing great. No, we're just spending the last dime we have because we're afraid that it's going to go up, or we're not going to have any because truckers being on strike and stuff. Then you got these flus and viruses and things that goes out right before election. It's all one big game to them, but it's not a game to us. We're all humans, and it shouldn't be done that way. All right, I'll see you on the next updates. Everybody stay safe, and we'll be watching.